Welcome to another drive-in double feature. I'm Ryan,
I'm Nathan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about two movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. But before we get anything at all, we have a Patreon over at patreon.com/drive-in double feature podcast. Nathan, I was out house hunting the other day,
Yeah.
and, I was looking at some houses and everything, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And I saw this house and I said, oh, yeah, this house looks like it's a really great deal. And the realtor said, it is a great deal, but it's an even better deal. The Patreon for Drive-In Double Feature podcast.
That's crazy. That's
Uh,
crazy. You're running all these people.
I know each week, but she said it's a great Patreon. They got a couple of fun games, some fun conversations over there at Patreon, for which is only $5 a month. It doesn't require anything more than that. And it doesn't affect any regular content. And I said, oh, that does sound like a great deal. And she said, I hope Nathan and Ryan realize how much we support and love them. And I said, I think they know.
We know. We know. We love all
Yeah.
realtors out there.
They're the real working stiffs, in my opinion.
Real
Anyway, like I
working
said,
stiffs.
anyway, doesn't affect any regular content. It's only $5 a month. Check it out. But today we are talking about 2019's Vivarium, and that is directed by Lorcan Finnegan. This is a movie starring Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots. Do you know her full name, right?
No, I don't. There's more.
Her full name is Imogen Gay Poots.
Oh no. She didn't keep it all.
No, she didn't. But no, this movie is about a young couple in England. They're, I think they're just dating, or that there might be like engaged.
Something like that. Not married though. They're not married.
No, they're not married, but anyway, it's the two of them. They're going um out there trying to find a home. They're a young couple. They want a nice startup home. And the
Mhm.
movie starts up with like this really graphic imagery of like these cuckoo birds, which
Yeah.
um that's kind of like the theme of the movie, is that the cuckoo bird is that they kind of rate, like they're like these very parasitic birds that will like kill babies that are in a nest. And
Hmm.
then the mother will kind of raise them, and then they eventually like kill the mother, I think, when they get older.
Yeah, cuckoo birds are like insane.
So they that's kind of like the symbolism. It's like it's foreshadowing, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, full of
This movie's
yeah.
great.
See, that's what I like about this movie. It's a lot of symbolism. I
Yeah,
saw symbols the whole movie.
I just
Uh,
saw nothing but symbols.
uh-huh. Oh, they live in England, but Jesse Eisenberg still has an American accent. He's an American in this movie.
Yeah, and don't you? One of my first things I thought when I saw that was I was like, I would not buy Jesse Eisenberg as like a handyman, because that's like what he is.
Yeah. He's
He's like real. He's a real technical kind of guy. He goes out there. He's like a yard worker. He's climbing up ladders. He's got his tool belt and everything. He's all dirty. And I'm like, I don't buy this.
not at all. I actually really didn't like Jesse Eisenberg in this movie at all. And I don't, I think the fault isn't his. I just think he's terribly miscast. I like that he would try to break what he goes for. He plays like nerdy, awkward dudes. But unfortunately, he's breaking into this role, and I don't think he does it well at all. He does not sell me on this.
No. But they go to this realtor office, and it's this really odd guy named Martin is there. And he's kind of got like this way about him where he's very odd. He's like, he has a very off-putting type of behavior where he's just like overly positive for like no reason.
Yeah,
And
and he's very pushy. Like they own a home, like a bunch of home or a real estate office, and he's like, "I want to show you a home," and then will not take no for an answer. Basically, pushes them to go look for it.
that he really wants him to go out there and check out these houses. And they were just like, okay, like you're like, well, couldn't hurt to look, I guess. So we'll go
Mhm.
look. So they drive really far to this out of place area, and he kind of shows them around, and there's like a little like baby's room, and they're like nursery, and they're like, see, you got like this whole nursery here, isn't that great? And they're like, well, we don't have a baby. It's like, well, you never know, type of thing.
Mhm.
And he's like, he's just showing them around, and then all of a sudden, he just leaves, like without telling them, and they're just very confused, just like not understanding why he left. And so they're like, okay, well, we'll just go. And then as soon as they do that, they realize they're kind of stuck in this area. They try driving forever for like an eternity, but they drive so much they end up running out of gas because
Yeah, because they just
because
keep
they're
driving in circles and
they
circles.
just they try driving on a straight line, and it just kind of loops them back to where they
Yeah,
were.
because the housing development, all the houses look exactly the same. They're all green and they all have the same numbers, or they keep looping around the same house, which is house number 6. Um,
Nine.
huh?
It's nine.
Not, oh, it's 9? Why was I thinking of 6 and 9 together? That's
I'm
weird.
pretty.
Huh. But
Why would you put those two numbers together, Nathan?
I wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
It's
know why I
totally a
would.
random number.
But yeah,
But
it
yeah,
was
it is
9.
nine.
Okay, sorry. Um, but yeah, so they end up, they're just like, all right, guess we're living here for now. So they try living there. One thing I didn't get, so the food's completely bland, right? Like they say like none of it has taste.
Yeah,
And
but they send them like different food. They're like they got like shrimp, they got like
yeah.
oatmeal and cereal, but they keep saying they're like this food is there's like it doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, it's odd because it's like they make decadent meals out of it, but it still tastes like nothing. I would just make slop meal if it didn't taste, if it all tasted like garbage. I wouldn't go through the
Well,
trouble of making this nice food.
yeah, there's no reason for it to look like anything. They might as well just give them like these generic squares of like food.
But I guess that's the idea of the movie because this movie is all symbolism. It does not explain anything to you. It doesn't even attempt to explain anything to you. So I'm sure it's all part of this movie story. Because I mean, one thing I can pick out of it is it's about like suburban life, right? Because it's about a man and a woman forced together, and then they are forced to have a baby because a baby is just given to them, and it's like a cuckoo bird because it's nothing like them. Um,
Yeah, they're because eventually because they stay there at night, and then the next morning they go out and there's a box, and when they open the box, there's a baby in the box, and
mhm.
and it says right there, raise it and we'll release you.
Yeah.
So they kind of have no choice but to raise this baby. And they're like, okay. And then, but the very next scene, this baby is already turned into a little boy.
Yeah. So is it just growing up fast or is time
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was that or if time was just weird there was how it went.
Well, if you look, because the little boy, they do like the height chart on like the door frame.
Hmm.
And when they take its height, it says 98 days, and then it shows them like the other days, and it shows like 10 days ago it was like this
Uh
tall. So it's just growing at a rapid pace type of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. And one reason I couldn't I because I didn't really like this movie. One of those reasons was
I didn't
this
like it.
kid. Okay, good. I'm
I
glad we
hate
can
it.
agree.
I
Yeah.
hated this kid.
Yeah, this kid ruins this movie because I could not stand watching him. Horrible. No, it's no fault to the kid either. I mean, it's the director's fault because it's how this movie is made. But they dubbed this kid, I'm pretty sure, to give it an
Yeah.
uncanny feeling. And this is like fake English accent or whatever accent it is. And it screams. And I get it. The kid is supposed to be annoying because the mom and dad hate this child, but it makes me hate the movie because I hate watching every scene with this kid in it.
Well, I mean, like they say, like you got to raise this kid, and they're trying to like this kid is very off-putting, like you said. He's got a different voice. So he's clearly voiced by like an adult man, I think, but
Hmm.
they're kind of like aging down the voice,
Yeah.
and he has like these really awkward mannerisms, and then anytime this kid is hungry, he screams like high-pitched screams,
Hmm.
and it doesn't stop screaming until they give it food.
Yeah, and it's an annoying high pitched scream, and yeah, not until he gets food. Sometimes he'll just do it randomly, like, and they don't know what's going on, and it's driving their relationship apart. Especially Jesse Eisenberg, who like locks him in the car and plans on killing him.
Never like you. I mean, like I'm not sure like who you're supposed to be rooting for, like in the or like what you're supposed to
Mm-mm.
be feeling or anything. But like I know like they're trying to make it like Eisenberg is like losing it.
Hmm.
But I was on his side like the
Same
whole
here.
time. I'm like, and I'm because I mean like at that point like they're in like this really bizarre world,
Hmm.
and I mean like the whole point is like if you raise this child, we'll let you go type of thing. And I'm thinking this whole time like I would kill this child. Like I would let this child starve. Like I have nothing. Like you've already got me captured here. Like I'm not. There's nothing keeping me here. Like you might as well. I'm gonna kill this child. You might as well just kill me too.
Exactly, yeah, because it's this kid is horrible, wakes them up early, makes their life a living hell, repeats what they're saying, watches TV late into the night, and it's really loud, and just like I get it why he was like, we're gonna put him in here, and then he'll kill him, and then honestly, they could maybe free them if they attempt to kill him. It's like, okay, we'll stop this, so you don't kill the child, maybe something like that. But no, I think Poots there, she wants to get released, but I think the movie's also playing into she has like a motherly instinct too. It's like, oh, I can't kill a child because she also works at an elementary school as a teacher.
Yeah, that's kind of like the whole thing is like she uh wants to like become like a mother. Like she like you said, she has this motherly instinct to her.
Hmm.
And because at one point, like you said, Jesse Eisenberg is like, we're locking him in the car, like let him die.
Hmm.
And she kind of has like a heart. It's like you can't just kill him. And then she starts kind of like treating this kid like it's like an actual little kid, and like she starts like like nurturing him and like
Hmm.
speaking to him really nicely and treating him like a little boy. And I guess at one point, like the little boy like disappears, and he comes back with this book, and it has like all these weird symbols or whatever in it. And she's like, "Oh, well, can you do an impression?" And he does like an impression of everybody in the house. And she's like,
Hmm.
"What about these people you just met?" And he kind of like does this thing where his neck becomes like really like bulges out and like kind of bubbles up.
Hmm.
And then she goes back to like, "No, this kid's a monster" type of
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, because she's like screaming and crying. If there's one saving grace of this movie, I think she does a good job. I think she at least kind of helps this movie a bit, but I don't think the movie helps her any. Like the plotting doesn't, because we are explaining a plot.
Well,
There is stuff there. I thought the movie was kind of tedious with how it was laid out.
it's very I, like I understand the director, like they're like, "Oh, we're not going to lead you or anything like that," but they don't give you anything in this
No,
movie.
no, it's like, oh, just watch this weird stuff happen, and it because it even sets up that she's like, oh, I'm gonna solve this mystery with you. I'm gonna figure out your mystery. She doesn't figure out garbage like anything in this movie. Nothing is ever figured out, and I mean, like, it only leaves you guessing, which I guess is fine for some movies, but it's hard to explain. Maybe just the actual mystery wasn't interesting enough for me to be sitting there
Uh,
like, oh, what could it be?
No, I mean like the whole reason why like my reason for like watching it was like I wouldn't care about what the mystery was. I was just like I want them to get out and like something bad to happen to this kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I like you said, that kid kills some of this movie. I cannot. It's so hard to watch.
Yeah, I there was a time like I didn't want to watch it anymore 'cause I was just so annoyed
It's
by
so
this kid. But like
funny.
But I- again, like Imogen Poops, I mean, like she's probably the best part of this movie. She acts really well. I can say that. Like
Oh
she
yeah.
at least is acting. There's nothing wrong with her acting. She does a good job, I feel like. But overall, I just at a certain point I just stopped caring because
Yeah.
I'm just like you can kind of piece together how this movie's going to go.
Hmm.
I think like by the end of it, because I remember you can kind of figure out like because how the movie ends is that they both die and then the whole cycle kind of starts over again, and it's just like, yeah, that's kind of what I thought, type of
Yeah.
thing.
Nobody wins here. They both die. Jesse as Eisenberg is digging a hole and dies from like, I guess, stress of digging this hole, gets really sick.
Gets
Um,
black lung or something from
yeah,
digging.
insane. And yeah, so he dies, and then she
The little
dies.
boy, the little boy turns into an adult man.
Exactly. And he's a lot smarter. And it's like, are you scared of me, mother? And of course, she
He's like,
keeps
why
saying,
are
I'm
you
not
being,
your
is it,
mother.
she's like, yeah, he says like, thank you. And she says, you're welcome. He's like, but you don't actually mean that, right? You're being sarcastic. Like you don't, she's like, no, I wasn't being sarcastic. He's like, but you don't actually think you're welcome. You're like, you're not actually glad that I'm eating. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm just being polite. Like,
Yeah. It's like this whole conversation.
but
But
there's tons of stuff like in this they don't like explain where he's like the TV that he's watching, he's just watching like this like black and white like TV, like black and white like images where it's like just does these shaking and like flashing lights and they don't explain what it is.
yeah, exactly. And it's almost like it's trying to do like, I can tell Lynch inspirations, right? Like, oh, weird stuff is happening just because weird stuff is happening. Of course there's a meaning there, but it's like, oh, we're just gonna put some weird stuff in here. Um, but unlike that, I guess I just never found like it intriguing. And the one time it does kind of get intriguing is maybe in the last 5 minutes where she hits the grown-up boy, and he runs under like a sidewalk, and she goes under, and she
He
goes
picks it up like literally like yeah,
like
like
a
a
Looney
tarp.
Tunes, yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes into like different worlds, so she can see other people that have been stuck in the situation with the kid, and she kind of like falls between different worlds. There's a weird one where like a couple's having sex and their kid is like clapping for them while it's happening, just so it's weird. But once again, doesn't really explain anything. It's more of just like, oh, look at all this crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, that's
I feel like
pretty.
there's no payoff.
No, that's the thing. It's like they don't give you anything. They don't tell you like what the main objective
Mhm,
is because even when they raise this boy and he goes like the end of the movie is like he goes back to like the realtor office and he's the new realtor.
mhm.
It's like okay, are they aliens or are they just like these supernatural beings or what are
Yeah.
like what I didn't understand like what is the main purpose of these people like that's just like there's his whole existence was just to become a realtor and then just do it all over again.
But that's the genius of it, Ryan. You don't have to write an explanation. You can just make the audience guess. That's the smart part. Nah,
Yeah, whatever.
this movie, I didn't like it. And I was kind of interested in this movie going into it, and it just kind of falls flat. I think something is there. It just doesn't work. It doesn't click.
Yeah, I mean that was just kind of looking for like a sci-fi movie.
Hmm.
And when I saw that, I read the description. I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
And then when I, actually watched it, I'm just like, this is not what I expected at all. It's very underwhelming and just not very interesting and at times very annoying instead.
Mm.
So, uh, yeah, I would not recommend this to anyone. I would just say like this is, go watch watch Social Network or something instead. Just
Watch Batman versus Superman instead.
I don't know about that, but
I know, I'm just kidding.
but no, I just like I said, it just wasn't very interesting overall. And it ends with both of them dying, and the little boy just becomes like the realtor now. So I I mean, like I went and like looked at this other directors and like he's got like because this one I think has like below a 6 on IMDb or something like
Oh
that.
wow.
It does it doesn't have a very good score, and I looked at all of his other movies, and neither he doesn't have like any other exceptional movies. So I'm just thinking like, are all these movies just like, ooh, like I'm weird just for being weird type of thing?
Well, no, I know his no newest one's like The Surfer with Nicolas Cage, which I think is like a kind of like a revenge flick in a way. So that one didn't look weird from when I saw, but I also heard that one wasn't very good either. So I don't know. He's trying to
Maybe.
change his style. Um, but yeah, no, no, not a recommend all around.
No, yep, skip this one.
Mhm.
But that's gonna do it for today, I think. So Nathan, what are we going to talk about next time?
All right. Well, Ryan, we're back at it again. It is time for Sawzilla. It's Sawzilla time. And we are going to be talking
Oh.
about Saw 4. Or I missed the joke. I should have been like Saw IV. What does that even mean? I don't even know what
No,
that means.
oh, Tobin Bell is going to need an IV bag.
Yeah, after his head is chopped off. But yeah, but Ryan, what are we going to be covering on Thursday?
Well, Nathan, we're going to go back to Godzilla. It's going to be a very familiar foe. It's going to be Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and that one is streaming on the Criterion channel, I believe. But if you have any thoughts and opinions, please email us over at driveanddoubleFeaturePodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/driveanddoubleFeaturePodcast. And once again, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/driveanddoubleFeaturePodcast. But till next time.
Until next time.